Hi, from the 2012 Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo, you're watching Between the Pages.
Here with?
I'm Emily.
And can you tell us a bit about your company?
Well, DMAX Studios and IJC Coppersmithing got together last year. We put our booth together. So we're half shields and armor, which he makes himself, and then we're also a local photography studio here in Calgary.
That's fantastic. Can you tell us more about the product that's made?
We are doing photos, so we do $20 photos with two of our lovely models. So today is myself and her and Catwoman. And then we have way more tomorrow. And then they get their photos done, and they can also put on their wear their costumes in, and we'll take cosplay photos for them for their portfolios and that kind of thing as well. And then we also sell autograph cards. I did them last year. The celebrities really loved it. Tons, and so they made a comeback today.
Fantastic. And you guys are locally, so where can you be found?
We are found here in Calgary, Southwest. You can get in touch with us by email usually, djmckenzie@dmaxstudios.com, because I shamelessly have to plug it.
So I'm here now with Tara Strong, the lovely, lovely voice of many characters, as we know, including Twilight Sparkle.
Yes, look what a fan made me.
Oh, that is so cute. Now, you also do voices for Disney in the Little Mermaid cartoon, correct?
Yes, and the sequel to The Little Mermaid and then the prequel.
Oh, so you did the prequel and the sequel. But they didn't put you in the original. Why is that?
Well, the original was first, and I was actually still in Toronto when that came out. And then when I moved to town, it was pretty shortly after that I got to play her daughter, so that was pretty exciting.
Awesome. Now, one thing people may not know about you is you are Canadian.
Canadian, eh? It's true.
That's off.
As soon as I landed, and I've never been here, there was a sense of home just being back in this country, you know, it's so nice. And Canadian people are just such wonderful, good people. And anytime people meet me, like, I have a lot of Canadian friends, you're all so nice. I'm like, yeah, we are.
That's true, we are. Yeah. You know, I'm from friendly Manitoba. Yeah. They're not really friendly there.
No? Oh, sorry.
Now, Tara, can you tell us what's coming up for you?
Well, I'm doing another round of Ben 10. They've actually sort of combined the old and the new. It's going to be a really exciting series. And I've been working on Napoleon Dynamite, and we got a new pickup for the Fairly Odd Parents. And then there's a few things that I can't talk about, and Lollipop Chainsaw's coming out, which is going to be a fun game, and Harley's Revenge. So I got a lot of fun stuff coming out.
So you're not just doing television animation, you're also doing gaming as well.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of game work.
Awesome. Can you tell our viewers some of the games that you worked on recently?
Well, recently I did Harley Quinn for Arkham City, and then there's another follow-up to that called Harley's Revenge. And before that, most gaming fans know me from Final Fantasy as Riku, and also Paz from Metal Gear, and Riku was also in Kingdom Hearts, stuff like that. And then I do a lot of video games based on my characters that I've done.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey guys, so I'm here today with
Lulu from Final Fantasy X.
Amelia Pond, Doctor Who.
Jane Cobb, the hero of Canton.
And Waldo, from Where's Waldo?
So how long did it take you guys to put your costumes together, and can you explain a bit about them?
My costume took about 8 months. I started right after Comic-Con ended last year with the planning phase and collecting all of the pieces from various thrift stores and putting it together and drafting all the pieces, and yeah, I kind of went from there.
Fantastic.
About an hour. Because it's just pajamas, so we just went and bought them, and then we created my Forget Light. So, but yeah.
Mine, this was actually, it's a build on from a costume I did last year, but when I heard Adam Baldwin, the actor that played Jane, was going to be here, I decided to improve the costume and do it the way I really wanted to, so.
I took maybe a week trying to track down all the various parts. I've got my tea kettle and my sleeping bag, and yeah, it took a while.
So how hard is it for you to find a striped shirt? Because I talked to Waldo yesterday, and he said they're impossible.
You can get the actual licensed stuff from the store online. It's about $30.
Fantastic. So is this your guys' first time?
No, this is our third time to the Calgary Expo.
Fantastic. So do you guys have any tips for someone who's never been here before on how to survive an expo?
The best advice I can give you is use Friday to do your shopping and get all of that done, because Saturday and Sunday are crazy. If you're going to cosplay, be prepared to walk around and stop a lot because everybody wants to take pictures. And definitely plan your panels out beforehand and get in line early. And be patient. Be patient with everybody.
You guys all agree?
Yes.
All right, I am here in the Red 5 Comics booth. I had to look at the poster because I forgot what the whole title was. It's a big word. I'm here with
Paul Enns, the co-founder of Red 5 Comics.
Tell us a little bit about Red 5 Comics and what the offerings are.
Red 5 Comics, we're about 5 years old. When we launched, we actually became Diamond's new publisher of the year. We have a couple of breakout hits, one of which is Atomic Robo. We recently received our third Eisner nomination for Robo. It's about a robot who wears pants, created by Nikola Tesla, going through the 20th century. Fights Nazis, communists, giant ants, Stephen Hawking, time-traveling monsters, all that kind of fun stuff. Kind of like if Indiana Jones is a fun pulp robot. That's one of our great offerings anyway.
I'm trying to wrap my head around Indiana Jones as a robot. Well,
solving mysteries with science instead of with archaeology. So
a little Batman thrown in there.
A little Batman thrown in, a little Buckaroo Banzai, all kinds of fun stuff.
Now I got to say, I have read Atomic Robo, and it is probably one of the funniest books I've seen in a long time.
It is absolutely great. It's great humor by the writer Brian Clevenger, who created 8-Bit Theater. He's best known for, but he wanted to branch out and create his own property, and Robo is just pure fun. That's what Red 5 Comics is all about. There's enough comic companies doing really dark stuff, really angsty stuff. We wanted to do stuff that was fun. I worked for Lucasfilm for a long time, so things like Star Wars, Indiana Jones are kind of where my heart is. So all of our titles, you can give it to a kid, but it's just pure joy, start to finish. That's what we look for.
Now, what other titles does Red 5 Comics offer?
One of our new comics is Bonnie Lass, which is a female pirate in a modern day setting who has daddy issues. She's got to deal with the ghost of her father, who is a great pirate. One of the ones I write is called Neozoic, which is a dinosaur epic. Dinosaurs never went extinct, so what would humanity look like if it was? And it was sort of got a Game of Thrones, Battlestar Galactica feel to it as well. That comes out free Comic Book Day, which is next week. Our issue has a Neozoic preview as well as an Atomic Robo preview.
I've actually got it already.
Oh my goodness. Did you enjoy it?
I did, and we're actually going to be doing a review on it very soon.
Fantastic, and don't give away the spoilers about Atomic Robo, but Dr. Dinosaur is back.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to that show. I'm here with artist Tyler Jenkins. How are you doing today, Tyler?
Very good, and you?
Very well. All right, how are you enjoying the con?
Oh, fantastic, as usual.
Now, is this your first con?
Oh, no, definitely. This year I went to the Image Con, and we've been to this con for the last 4 or 5 years.
Awesome, awesome. Now, you've got some great work here on the table. Tell us what you're up to these days.
Right now, I'm working with Curtis Wiebe, who's also the writer on Green Wake, and the Intrepids. We're working on a book called Peter Panzerfaust, and it is the telling of the Peter Pan story and mythology, but retrofit into World War II. So it's basically Peter and the Lost Boys are resistance fighters running around in the war on adventures, and it's basically like a high adventure, old school adventure type story.
So very adult orientated?
No, it's adult in the fact that we don't shy away from depicting war, but it's never over the top graphic. There's no nudity. Like it's appropriate for ages, all ages, I would say. Maybe 13 up kind of thing, but.
Excellent,
excellent kind of thing.
Excellent, excellent. So where can people find your work right now?
Any comic shops. We're through Image Shadowline, so it's in shops. Our first 2 issues are sold out, but the second printings of both of those are in stores now, and the 3rd issue is out, and the 4th issue comes out next month.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing it on the shelf. Now, we do reviews on our show, so maybe we'll get some of your books to do a review on. Yeah, excellent. And maybe we can have you on the show at a very future time. All right. So I'm here in the Fur Happens and Fox Closet booth, and we are talking to some furries and people that make furries. And you are, sir?
So my name is Roland. I helped out a little bit with the stuff going on around here, but the main person that does this is Silver Husky. So she's the one that did all the designs for Fur Happens. She makes all the suits, does all the sewing. So she's the real brains behind most of this, in addition to her co-partner here as well. Fox Closet. So I host a local furry podcast known as Unfurled.
Okay.
So my experience is mainly with the other side of the media spectrum of furries.
So now, are you a fur character yourself on the podcast, or do you just talk about the culture of furries?
I do have a furry character. It is a white and brown striped ferret. I don't have any pictures or anything, and I don't have a suit yet, but I do represent a anthropomorphic furry animal character.
Very cool. Now, obviously a lot of work goes into these. How long does it take to usually make a suit?
Oh, she's spent anywhere up to a full month working on just one individual suit. So it varies from time to time depending on the level of detail and work that needs to go into a particular suit.
Awesome. And do the suits last a long time if you take care of them properly, or is it something that has to be dry cleaned, throw it in the washer or the dryer? What do you got to do with them?
Some of them are washable. You just got to be careful, comb out any excess fur. People have had suits for around anywhere between 2, 3 to 5 years. Just being sure that you take care of them, wash them properly, don't be too rough on them. But
now, what's the average cost for one of these suits?
Depending on who you go through, it can be anywhere really from $600 for a partial suit upwards to about $3,000, give or take.
Wow. Now, we've got a fox here, I'm assuming.
He is a wolf husky.
Oh, he's a wolf husky. Oh, well, what do I know about animals?
I only know because I know him, so.
All right, so our wolf husky here, you look like you've been around for a while. He doesn't talk much.
I can, yes. Yes, I have.
He can't talk much. All right, so thanks very much, guys. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Absolutely.
And these guys freak me out.
So I'm here at the con with
Sam.
As
Jason Todd from the Red Hood.
Dominique. Supergirl.
And Kyla as Silk Spectre from Watchmen.
Fantastic. So how long did it take you to put your costumes together?
About 3 weeks.
1 hour.
Same.
You guys just buy them offline?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So how come you chose this character?
Jason Todd is the anti-hero in the Batman family, so amongst heroes, he's the almost bad guy, which is awesome.
I just love Superman, and I didn't want to be a man, so I went for Supergirl.
I really like Watchmen, and it was one of the last costumes left that actually looked good on me, and it wasn't Jabba the Hutt. So.
That's fantastic. So is this your guys' first time at an expo?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so since we're all noobs, because I've never been to one of these either, do you guys have any tips on how to survive at an expo?
Watch where you walk.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's really busy.
It's very busy, but it's super fun.
Have fun.
Have fun?
So I'm here with Teddy Wilson, host extraordinaire of Inner Space on the Space Channel.
How's it going? You should be my publicist. It's good to be on Between the Pages on Naked Ape Productions.
Well, we love having you, dude.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for calling me extraordinaire.
Well, you know, you stand out more than the other two.
Oh, really? No, I don't. I'm easy to miss.
Oh, yeah, you're the shortest one on the cast, aren't you?
I am, yeah, but the tallest in my own mind.
Oh, there you go. That's always a good thing.
We sit down, though, so that helps.
Well, you see Cynthia, she's wearing heels there, and she's been standing on the on this hard floor all day. How about you?
Well, I don't get to wear heels. I wear heels, and everybody judges me, and Cynthia gets to wear heels, so it's not fair, Richard.
I think we got to go back to the 70s so you can have platform boots. What do you think?
I would love that. I would totally do platform shoes and play in a glam rock band. I like it. Yeah, it's been a great expo so far, though. This is my 3rd year here at the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo. It's grown every year. The growth has been exponential and impressive, and it's a really amazing, super well-run convention. And so it's really cool that we got to come out again this year and have a booth this year. So we're really, really excited.
Now, what a lot of people may not know about you is you're like the rest of us. You're a big nerd.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, AJ, Cynthia, and I, and everybody who works in our small production office in Toronto, we're all first and foremost fans of all things genre. So, you know, I make the joke that in my next life, I'm probably going to come back as a dung beetle, because in this life, I'm incredibly lucky to have the job that I do. And yeah, I'm a fan getting to interview the people who I look up to in terms of the content they create. So I pinch myself every day. I'm covered in bruises from pinching myself.
Now, what has been one of your favorite moments here at the con this weekend?
Oh, I mean, the con this weekend has been amazing. I truly love coming to something like this, to meet the people who watch our show. We do it in a small little studio in Toronto. You kind of feel like you're in a bubble sometimes, and getting to come to conventions like this one is really the icing on an already rich and delicious cake. You get to meet the people who really keep you employed, who watch your show. And the biggest absolute standout moment was last night at the Star Trek The Next Generation reunion. First time the original cast members were on stage together in over 20 years, 25 years since the first episode aired in '87, and I felt like I was part of history, as did everybody in that room.
Unfortunately, we had to miss it, so I'm going to live vicariously through you.
Totally. Yeah. Here, I'll send you, well, I'm half Betazoid like Deanna Troi, so I'm telling you how it felt.
Oh man, that's dirty.
Yeah. You're good. You're good.
So I want to thank you for joining us here on Between the Pages, and we wish you much success on the Space Channel and with the rest of the cast. And before we let you go, I'm sure viewers are dying to know, if you could have any sexy superpower, what would it be and why?
Any sexy superpower? Well, maybe I'll take a page from Patrick Stewart when he was on Extras, and he talked about having the power to make people's clothes fall off. Because what's more sexy than that, right?
That works.
And I'd also cure world hunger.
That would be secondary to nakedness.
Well, I don't know. You know? Thanks a lot, man. We're all truly naked apes.
We are.
See what I did there?
I did. Thanks very much, brother. So I'm here in the Vulcan, Alberta booth, or Vulcan Tourism booth, with the lovely
Catherine Pooley.
And Catherine, can you tell us a little bit about what people can expect when they are venturing to Vulcan?
Absolutely. We've got a lovely big Star Trek museum. We've got all sorts of stuff throughout the town. We are the official Star Trek capital of Canada. So we're just loving life out there and hoping everyone comes to check it out.
Awesome. So now you guys have events throughout the year. You hold one of the biggest cons for Star Trek in Canada, do you not?
Well, certainly for our area, yes. Spock Days is having its 20th anniversary this year, so we've got all sorts of stuff happening. We usually see about 5,000 people come to our town of 2,000 people, so it's quite a party.
Wow, well, that'll be a party. We got all those people showing up. Now, you guys have one of the most unique tourism board buildings I've ever seen. Tell people what they can find there and what they can expect to see.
You bet. It's a 3,000 square foot white spaceship landing in the middle of the prairies. We like to call it our little spaceship on the prairies. When you're in there, you're going to find a ton of different collectibles. You're going to find a gift shop. You're going to find a green screen photo booth, which gives you the chance to be kind of anywhere you want to in Star Trek. You can be on the bridge of just about any of the ships. You can just have some fun with it. We have replicas of a lot of the props, including the one behind me here of the original series captain's chair. Okay. Yeah, just all sorts of different things that you can check out.
Very cool. So if you are traveling through Alberta, make sure you stop by Vulcan, Alberta, and check out the tourism booth there and all the happenings. When is Spock Days this year?
Spock Days is the second weekend in June every year. So this year it's the 8th, 9th, and 10th of June.
Excellent. So 8th, 9th, and 10th, get your ears on and beam on down to Vulcan, Alberta.
Hello? Is this thing on? This is Philip J. Fright. Hi, this is Billy West, and you're watching Between the Pages. They're sticky.
Okay, so we are back. Yes, a little black screen there. You guys will forgive me for that. Let me put my mic where it should be. All right, so we are here again in the studio on a Tuesday night, and holy Billy West is awesome. Yes, he is. Billy West is awesome.
He is, totally.
He thinks that Between the Pages is sticky. I don't know why, but he does.
Nobody asks him to do the voice. He just kind of does them.
Yeah, exactly.
After a while, it's like, can you please stop?
My interview with him was probably one of the most exciting interviews I'd had all weekend.
I'm sorry I wasn't there, but man, I saw the footage. It looked insane.
Oh yeah, trying to keep up with that guy was insane. I so want to interview him again, and
hopefully we will.
John DiMaggio we had, and we just saw Tara Strong in this clip, and all great people.
And we had some great voice actor alumni.
Yes, and Quinten Flynn's coming up in the next segment. So
excellent. So we get to round out our Calgary Expo with our voice talent people.
Absolutely. So let's get to our review this week. We have 3 things to review.
That's right. We
And
kind of teased something at the top of the show.
Yeah, we did. And for those of you watching this after the Tuesday night, we do apologize, but the first part of the show, the news, where we did our diatribe on what we're about to talk about, is not in today's show. But that's okay.
He forgot to hit record.
I forgot to hit record. I'm a bad man. I'm a very bad man. So the first book we are going to talk about is Astonishing X-Men number 50, brought to us by Marvel Comics.
That's right, and this was the big 50th issue for Astonishing X-Men. Astonishing X-Men being kind of the marquee of the line. You know, we've had great runs by Joss Whedon, Warren Ellis, and we're on Marjorie Liu right now. And for a big centennial 50th issue, I got to say, I wasn't all that wowed, honestly.
You know,
not a lot happened.
No, it seemed kind of dry.
Kind of dry, kind of wishy-washy. It felt more not like a superhero book. It felt kind of like a romance comic in a superhero universe.
Yeah, I have to agree with you 100%
and it's certainly not bad writing. I was actually, while reading this book, I was actually impressed with the writing. I was just bored with it because I hadn't been reading Astonishing X-Men for a little while now,
right.
So I wasn't really up to speed with where we were. But granted, I mean, the whole issue, for the most part, I honestly don't remember already too much about what the other X-Men were doing. It's
right.
pretty much North Star trying to win over his partner.
Yeah, you bet.
And pretty much any way he can. And this is where we get into the press of him proposing and the gay marriage in 51.
Right.
Which, unfortunately, feels less topical, more like pandering to me to
I agree.
Things that have already happened in comics. Archie's already done this, and it feels more like them capitalizing on what feels like a trend
right.
in comics rather than something that's an important story. And I'm okay with gays in comics, no problem with it all. I love the Stormwatch stuff and Pedro and Me, and there's been some great stories. It just feels like characters we don't care about. You know, if this was Superman, hey, great, this is a really important story. But it's North Star.
Yeah, it's North Star.
North Star and a character we don't even know.
Well, at best, North Star is a B-class character. At best.
On a good day.
You know,
he hangs out with the X-Men to get noticed.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, they've got some great characters in here, like Iceman. They've got Wolverine, Warbird, Gambit. Karma's a character I'm not very familiar with, but
New Mutants.
You know, it seems like this book was just really kind of, and you're right, it was boring.
It was boring, and I hate to say it. And you know, for what was, at least up to this point, one of the marquee books with the greatest of the great writers and artists of Marvel, I didn't think
you got Mike Perkins doing the art.
And honestly, I mean, Perkins is okay, but it didn't feel right for this book.
No, I agree. I thought art style wise, I thought the way he told the story visually, I thought the panel flow was okay.
Yeah.
I do like his art for the most part.
It just doesn't feel right for X-Men.
No, it doesn't. This whole story just doesn't feel right for an X-Men U.
No.
But I mean, they want to tie it into what's happening in the media right now. I mean, Archie, they had a gay marriage in Archie, and we know that in DC Comics coming up very soon, they're going to announce a longtime character is coming out of the closet. I mean, it's been sort of announced on the internet. Bleeding Cool announced that it was going to be Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern.
Which really doesn't come no surprise. This is a new world.
Yeah.
James Robinson's not shy about writing these kind of characters. And honestly, I don't think it's going to change anything about that story. I don't think it's going to make Alan Scott more or less popular. This is a very different Alan Scott from what we knew. And honestly, I can't wait to read more of Earth 2. I think that book is just going to be rockin' cool.
I think it's going to be very... I mean, we just reviewed the first episode
and
last week.
we loved it.
Oh,
we
absolutely. I can't wait to see the next one.
Yeah.
Now, moving on, our next book is from Dark Horse Comics. It is Star Wars Darth Vader and the Ghost Prison. On the cover, it says, "Welcome to Coruscant, a good place to die." It's kind of one of those things. Art-wise, I really enjoyed it. The artist on this one...
I was really impressed with the artwork on this one. I hadn't read a Star Wars book in a while, and it kind of had a... I mean, it's digitally colored, but it looked almost painted.
Yeah, it's Augustine Alessio does the artwork. Hayden Blackman is the scripter on this particular book. And the cover art was done by Dave Wilkins, and the cover art is just absolutely beautiful. I would love to see it as a poster.
And the interiors are just as nice.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a gorgeous book.
This reminds me a lot of old heavy metal, is what it reminds me of.
I thought so too. It had a very European style vibe to the artwork. And in a way, the story's kind of European in a way too. I mean, Darth Vader, despite being big marquee on the book, barely plays in this issue.
Oh yeah, big time.
It is about a guy fresh out of the academy. He's going to be assigned to I can't remember the guy's name. The from the movie.
He's going to be assigned to Grand Moff Tarkin.
Tarkin's ship, and he's fresh out of the academy. And this is a little bit about his misadventures right after graduation.
Yeah,
and it's a really interesting, smaller, more personal story that we don't usually see from the Imperial side of things.
Yeah, and one of the things that I liked about this was it's a very small run of this book. It's only going to be 5 issues.
Yeah.
But if they keep up with the visual style of this book, this could be a very, very popular book over the next little while.
Yeah.
And I think any Star Wars fan and comic book fan would like to have it in their collection.
You know, and I've read the Star Wars stuff from Dark Horse on and off since they got the license, and they're very careful with it. They do try a lot of things, and I like the fact that they do books like Dawn of the Jedi and Legacy that really flesh out the universe long before, long after the franchise films.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a universe that's growing
exponentially.
And Lucas is raking in the bacon, as it were. You know, he's getting some mad money out of this franchise. If I was Lucas, I wouldn't re-release films again. I would just let all those guys who want to tell great stories within this universe, just let them go ahead and collect my check.
Yeah, you know, as long as it doesn't harm the franchise, I'd like to, you know, the problem is he's a perfectionist, you know, like he wouldn't release Clone Wars until it was kind of perfect the way he wanted it, and we're still a few years away from, if ever,
well, how does
from
that
that
explain
TV
the Phantom
series.
Menace?
You know,
because that by no means was a perfect movie.
I mean, I do have theories about it. It wasn't meant for us. I mean, it was meant for a young audience, like the original Star Wars was to us.
Well, I guess so.
You know, and it was meant to reintroduce it to a younger audience, so it watches and skews a lot younger. Not a fan of that movie. It seems like there's a lot of merchandise pandering in there.
Oh, big time.
More than anything else.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, too, honestly, I think Lucas kind of forgot how to do a movie.
Well, you know, he is somewhat retired now, so.
Yes. But he certainly created a wonderful universe.
Oh, he did.
I get to
got
enjoy
no problem.
in multiple mediums.
I got a whole collection of Pez from his universe behind me. So,
yes, in your version of Star Wars, they only exist from the neck up.
Well, it all depends on the character. I mean, you know,
even Leia in slave outfit, really, only in the neck up.
No. Hey, you know what? The first movie I saw obviously was redubbed Episode 4. And to be perfectly honest with you, when she's walking down the corridor with the stormtroopers, you can tell she's not wearing underwear.
Are you sure that wasn't the porn version?
Nope. That is that version. Watch it again.
Honestly, knowing Carrie Fisher and with her biography and stuff I've heard through the grapevine, not shocking.
Yeah, not shocking at all.
Not shocking.
That being said, I mean, as a young man, I was 12 or 13 when that movie came out, and you know, I was like, "This is the greatest thing since sliced bread." I even stopped seeing my girlfriend to go see that movie. I didn't even take her once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then she bought me the model kit of the X-Wing fighter that came out by MPC.
Thanks for not taking me, dick.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah. All right, let's get to our third comic. We're kind of getting off the topic here. And our third comic comes to us from DC Comics, out of the New 52 universe. I don't know why I keep saying that every week, because that's all DC is now, is the New 52. This is
eventually they'll just be the same universe, the 52.
That's right.
Then again, I don't know how long you can call the New Avengers New Avengers if they've been around for like a decade.
That's true. This is Batman #1 Incorporated. In the Eye of the Leviathan is the title of this book. Overall, I got to say, not a real big fan of the art in this book.
I got to disagree with you this one. It's a little different than I'm used to seeing in there, and I was really interested in the subtleties he was putting in the backgrounds, and sometimes not so subtle, but he'd do background characters that were reacting to the things around him, what was going on in the scene.
That's true.
There is a lot going on in the panel work that that is around the scene.
Yeah. I agree.
It's actually quite dazzling to look at. It's very, even film doesn't do it
visually.
So well.
I'll agree with you, but
yeah.
As far as the style of artwork that the artist is portraying, and that's
I'm still
Burnham.
Burnham's really cool artist. He's done a little bit of other Batman Incorporated pre-52, and this is just kind of picking up where Grant Morrison. And he have a little time adjusting to it. I'm still not crazy about his version of Batman, but the stuff he packs in a panel is so impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing him do something else after Batman. That said, this book felt a little off all over the place. I mean, Grant Morrison, I always have a little bit of a time adjusting to his writing style, because sometimes I think he's just writing for himself.
Well, I think he is too. I've always liked Grant Morrison's writing. I think he's thought-provoking in a lot of ways.
And this is
no different.
This
book
is right in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that I think if they'd had a different artist on this, to be perfectly honest with you, I think I would have enjoyed the book more. I mean, I enjoyed the verbal story and the dialogue and that kind of thing. I don't know. Visually, it just didn't fill my cup, so to speak.
Well, you know, there's tones of the artwork in there that remind me of Frank Quitely, who's also really good at packing things into an image, but takes a while to doing it. Grant Morrison has been very good about selecting interesting artists for his Batman projects.
Right.
And much like Quitely, who I think really likes doing superhero work, personally, I think his stuff would work better in a non-superhero environment.
Okay.
I love Frank Quitely's art style, but every time I see him draw a superhero, they just kind of look ridiculous to me. They look like a real person would look like in that suit.
Well,
you'd be laughing at them.
You know, if you took somebody like Alex Ross, and you applied his artwork to Grant Morrison's storytelling, I think you would have an unstoppable book. I really do.
Wow, that's an unstoppable duo right there. Yeah, and I'd be interested to see if something like that would happen. Alex likes to be very involved in the stories that he works on.
But he draws people and paints people in a very realistic way.
Yeah.
You know, and he gives them those cloth suits, you know, that we're all used to kind of seeing.
It should be interesting because the way Grant Morrison's been writing Batman since he's taken it over has really embraced the kind of silly roots. He did this in All-Star Superman as well.
Right, yeah.
He really grabbed some of the crazier ideas from this 40s and 50s Batman stuff and tried to make them more interesting in a contemporary sense. And some of it worked, some of it didn't. I wasn't a fan of All-Star Superman, and I think I'm going to comic book hell for saying that. But I read those stories before, a lot of the stories he riffed on and tried to change. And I recognize the story as a really cool and epic kind of the final days of Superman kind of story. But for me, I was kind of bored with it because I had kind of done it already. And no, I wasn't around in the 60s. I was backtracking through archives. I'm not that old. But
I was.
But yeah, for me, it wasn't new enough.
Right.
And there's some great stuff in there. Like I said, it's kind of like Dark Knight Returns, another book I'm not overly fond of. I recognize why people like it.
Right.
It's just not my flavor for Batman as much as Grant Morrison's Superman wasn't to my taste either.
Okay.
That said, I'm actually quite liking what he's doing on action right now. So you never know.
That brings me to a question then. What is your favorite Batman book?
Batman. Scott Snyder is doing the Batman book I've always wanted.
If you had to pick a graphic novel, which would it be?
Oof. Boy, I have a tough time doing top picks. I can give you like more of a top 5 or whatever, but
just give me one Batman graphic novel.
Probably one of the most recent ones is Scott Snyder's collection of the Black Mirror during his detective run. I honestly think it's a quintessential part of anybody's Batman collection. It is that good.
For me, I actually have 2, but I'll pick my top, and that's The Killing Joke, and I think that goes for a lot of people.
Killing Joke is easily my favorite Joker story.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite Batman books of all time. As far as the Batman in the comics, I think I'm still partial to Detective Comics. When we had such greats on that as he was just here last year.
Neil Adams.
Neil Adams, right.
Neil Adams.
I could remember Adams, I just couldn't remember the name.
The late Jim Aparo, who's was all over the Batman universe, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
The Untold Story of Batman. Do you remember that 3-issue miniseries? I've still got it.
Yeah.
Great series. Okay,
that was
so
Marshall Rogers.
Quickly, let's thank the people who give us these books each and every week. And they are...
Words and Pictures, right here in Calgary, 2610 Center Street Northeast. They have new releases, file services, toys, graphic novels, Magic the Gathering cards. You name it, they got it. If they don't got it, well, they could probably get it for you. So go check them out. Again, that's 2610 Center Street Northeast, Calgary. They have a Facebook page. Join and like them there. And you can get a hold of them directly at 403-282-8870.
8870, there you go. Now, we've got some stuff coming up on the shelf, but before we get to that, I got to cover some stuff that got lost in the unrecorded portion. I want to quickly cover, coming up this Saturday, we are going to have a special co-host with us.
And on our new regular time.
On our new regular time at 12 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Pre-show starts at 11:30 a.m., and that is, 12 o'clock here, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, and 11 o'clock over on the Vancouver side. I think that's Pacific, isn't it? Yeah, that's Pacific. And then in the Atlantic provinces, I think that's 3 o'clock in the Atlantic, and then 5 hours later overseas. And I do want to thank all of our overseas viewers that tune in to watch the show either on Ustream, Justin TV, or Stickam, or if you're catching this on the website or on YouTube. I want to thank you very much, because we now have fans in Japan, we have fans in the Netherlands, we have fans in Great Britain, we have fans in South America. We've got fans all over the place now, and
we really appreciate
stoked.
your patronage. Thanks for joining us on the show and watching us each and every week. Man, we're glad to have you pass it on and let your friends know about us.
This is our 10th episode.
And
we hit number 10. We made it to number 10.
We're in the double digits now, and we were going every 2 weeks there for a while. We were weekly all through the month of May. We're going to be weekly from here on in on Saturdays at noon, so please check us out. We will be talking about all your favorite releases. We're going to have special episodes focusing on all sorts of different subjects, and we're going to have some special guests drop in from here from time to time as well.
From time to time, yeah. So maybe the odd special co-host too. Who knows?
That's right.
And we've got some people in the studio with us tonight. Let's give them a big hand for coming to the studio.
That's right. They're handling our chat room right now. And
they are.
As always, you can join us during the live shows and be part of the show in our chat room here at Naked 8 Prod /Watch Live.
Yes. And if you want to help out the show, and we do appreciate all those who do. And you know what? We had a couple people help us out this month so far. We have a donation button on the website. Feel free, if you know, if you can skip that cup of coffee, we'll take your couple bucks for that Starbucks cup of coffee to help us upgrade the show, upgrade the equipment in the studio. We do this on our time. We don't get paid to do this. We do have a couple of new sponsors coming on board to help us out because they like what we do each and every week. And but it's still, you know, we can always use a little bit extra. You can, if you don't want to donate money to us, and this is me begging now, you can go to click on one of the ads on our site. We do get a little bit of pocket change for that as well. And if you want to be a part of the Ape Nation and you want to show your pride for what we do here, you can buy Naked Ape t-shirts, hoodies, and all kinds of gears from our Cafe Press store, and we encourage you to do so. And thank you for you know, tuning in and checking out the show. I know I need a shave. It's
we also have a contest running.
Yes.
Our Name the Ape contest. We're naming our ape mascot. We want you, the Ape Nation listeners, to name our ape, and you can email us here at Naked Ape Prod. What's the email address? NakedApeProd.com. You can actually email it to info@NakedApeProd.com or betweenthepages@NakedApeProd.com. Or you can like us on Facebook and message us directly on Facebook.
Yes.
And put
find
in
us
your
on Twitter
entries there as well. You can find us on Twitter and enter your names there as well. The one we like the best will win a Spawn prize package and a few other goodies.
Right.
So please give us your names. The one we like the best will be the one that ends the contest. We'll announce the winner, and our ape will have a new name.
You bet. And when we hit 100 likes on Facebook, we are starting a brand new contest. And that brand new contest is for a collection of comics from Free Comic Book Day, which is a huge stack.
We got a big Free Comic Book Day bag, a lot of Free Comic Book Day books in there, including the highly sought-after Mouse Guard hardcover.
Yes. If you didn't get your books during Free Comic Book Day, or you could only get limited ones, this is your chance. We're going to run the contest. We're going to start running the contest once we hit 100 likes on Facebook, and then we will announce the winner. And everybody who's liked us on Facebook, of course, will be entered into that draw. And as soon as we hit 250 likes, we will announce the winner. And
start a new one.
And start a new contest, because our good friends over at Words and Pictures supply us with all of our goodies to give away. Now, we might be giving away a t-shirt or two, too, coming up as well. So let's get quickly to what's coming out, and then we'll move into our last segment from the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo.
Okay, well, this is the 5th week, so 5th weeks are a light week. So not a lot of Marvels, not a lot of DCs, but a lot of indies this week. We got a new Angel and Faith book coming out from Dark Horse. Let me see here. Man, so light. What a light week. Fantastic Four, or sorry, FF18, Flash 9. Really cool book. So we're going to review this book, actually. Yes. It's Star Trek, The Next Generation, Doctor Who book.
Yes.
Simulation Squared. So that one was a very exciting release this week. Is also a big book launch from DC called The Ravagers. This is spinning out of the Titans, Legion, Lost, Superboy crossover called The Culling.
Okay.
And some people might recognize the chick from Gen 13 in there. So
okay.
There's a few Wildstorm characters kicking around in that book.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and I've been really enjoying Superboy and Titans, so this is one to probably check out. New Mass Effect issue number 2 of Homeworlds, as well as Series 3 of the action figures are out this week. So if you're a big Mass Effect fan, it's a good week for you. What else do we got? Peter Pan's Faust number 4 from Image Comics. Super Crooks number 3 from Marvel's Icon line, and the crazy man Mark Millar.
No, it's not Millar. It's actually pronounced Miller. It's Mark Miller. He has stated it openly. It's Mark Miller.
Mike Miller. All right, Mark Millar. Miller. Okay, with an A. Yep. He can't pronounce his own name, really.
He's Scottish. What do you want?
Maybe he's pronouncing it Miller, but it actually is Millar, because we can't tell. New good all ages book from the boys of Tiny Titans.
Right.
Superman Family Adventures is out this week.
Okay.
Should be just as cool, just as fun as Tiny Titans. So check that out as well.
Right on. So before we get into the footage, I know we're running a little long tonight. We are 3 minutes out before what we normally call the end of our show, but we're going to run a little long. First and foremost, I want to mention Unstoppable Foundation. They are raising funds to adopt a village. And what they're trying to do is raise $25,000. There's an event going on tonight right here in Calgary to help to raise the funds for this. And if you are so inclined, please donate. Minimum donations, I believe, are $25, and they go all the way up to $2,000. So pick your level of involvement. What the Unstoppable Foundation does is they build schools, hostels, water and sanitation projects. They've got all kinds of things going, dorm rooms for students, and this is to help those folks that are less privileged than us who can eat pizza and steak every once in a while. They are trying to raise $25,000, so please help them out, and you can find them at unstoppablefoundation.org/creator code. So that's unstoppablefoundation.org/creator code. Please check them out. Let's get back into our coverage of the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo.
Hi, this is Gil Gerard, Buck Rogers of the 25th Century, and you're watching Between the Pages. Whoa.
I am here with an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., better known as the Black Widow. Tell us who you are.
My name's Nikki. I'm actually from Winnipeg. I don't live in Calgary. I just drove 14 hours to come here because I heard it was awesome. So.
From Winnipeg. That's my hometown.
Oh, cool.
Wow. So you came a long way to the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo, leaving the Winnipeg Expo behind.
Yeah, there was no expo this weekend, but yeah, I did.
Now they have that one in October, do they not?
Yeah, usually the last weekend in October, we have our comic.
So now what made you make the big trek all the way out here to Calgary?
Again, I heard Calgary had one of the best conventions in Canada, so I wanted to come and check it out and see it for myself. So.
Now, you're obviously not a newbie to conventions.
No, not at all.
So I have to ask, what advice do you have for other new convention goers coming to an extravaganza like this for their first time?
Take lots of pictures. Take them as soon as you can, because you never know when you're never going to see that person again. And if you are starting to get into costuming for the first time, then just do it exactly how you feel like doing it and just be comfortable, and that's about it.
Now, Nikki, how did you go about choosing your costume as a Black Widow?
I figured it was a good choice, seeing as how the Avengers is coming out next week. So.
Excellent. I'm assuming you're going to the Avengers? Yeah. All right. So I'm here with creator, artist extraordinaire, Cameron Farnes from the world of Red Sands. How are you today, Cameron?
I'm doing really good. Nice to see you guys here.
Well, thanks very much. It's nice to see you here. You've got some unique work here.
Yeah, you know what? We're creating some really unique characters for a property called World of Red Sands. It's an illustrated novel that we're trying to finish off by the end of the year or early next year. And I think the con was one of our first places to stop to kind of gauge or get a sense of what people felt about the characters, felt about the story, and help us make some decisions as we develop to a finished piece. So.
Excellent. Now I'm looking at some of the work that you've got here. This is digitally created, is it?
Yeah, a lot of it's digitally created or digitally modified from illustrations we've done on paper and pencil. But the most part, I'd say 90-95% of it is all digital. It's created with a program called ZBrush. The makers of that are Pixelogic. They're a company out of the States in Hollywood, California. And this program has been used in movies like Avatar, Iron Man, the new Avengers film coming out, all that kind of digitally intensive film work. So it was nice to be a part of the development in a small part, beta testing for the company, but also using it in my own personal work. So it's been exciting and a pretty fantastic venue to show it off, and I'm pretty excited by the whole thing. So.
Now, how has the software changed the way that you traditionally do things?
You know what? It's the tool of the day. It's like Photoshop. We've gone from acrylics or from dyes to oil paints to acrylics, and you know what? The material always evolves. I think it's just one more step in the evolution of media for artists. And so I'm, some people are afraid of the advancements. I love it. You got to embrace it a little bit. I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Now, how do you think that the digital world has changed the face of comic books these days?
You know what? There are so many different ways now to produce a comics, whether you're an independent or you're in full production in a huge studio. I think it's changed it in a good way. You're getting your comics faster. I love the color, the gradients that are available, just the richness of the artwork, and the fact that it's more accessible to local artists and smaller people, smaller companies and development. It just makes for a richer, wider audience, and it just opens it up for smaller artists, and I think it's fantastic. You got to have it.
Now, you've been doing ZBrush demos here in the booth all weekend, have you?
I have, yeah. 3 or 4 times a day for the last 3 days. It's been super. The response is great, and I just like to see people excited by the whole process.
Excellent. Now, we're looking forward to seeing more of your work. And where can people find your work after you've played around with ZBrush and got it out there to the masses?
Oh my. You can check out our work on c77.ca on the net. We have links to all of our YouTube, Twitter accounts, and also ZBrush Central, the makers of this product. And I have a few threads there with my work, so they can see the development of some of the pieces we have, as well as all the finished work.
Now, where can people find a demo of ZBrush, or is that available?
Demos of ZBrush are on zbrushcentral.com or pixelogic.com. They have 30-day downloads available to try it out. But also here at the booth, we'll introduce you to us and YouTube, and there are tons of other artists online. It's a huge community, and it's a very open community. So you're going to find, if you get onto ZBrush Central, sort of a vast array of tutorials and helpful people. It's fantastic.
So I am here with Quinten Flynn, voiceover artist extraordinaire. Can you tell us some of the voices that our audience may not know that you've done, Quinn?
Well, I've done the Human Torch, I've done Spider-Man, I've done Timon from Timon and Pumbaa, I've done Raiden from the Metal Gear series, I've done Reno from Final Fantasy Advent Children, done Axel from Kingdom Hearts series, I've done Speed Racer, I've done Johnny Quest. I could go on and on.
On and on. So give us an idea of what it's like to walk into the recording studio when you're actually having to sit down and do voiceovers. What kind of experience is that for those people that are wanting to get into voiceover acting?
Well, you go into the studio and you have a microphone stand in front of you. You got a sheet mic stand, and oftentimes you're working alone if it's in a video game setting. Or if you're in an animated series setting, you'll be working with a group of other actors. You're in an isolated booth with a glass barrier between you and the directors and the producers. You've got cans on, or headphones as they're called, and then you're working in a collaborative effort to bring to life the script that you have in front of you. It's kind of like old radio in a way. You're trying to breathe life into these characters and a script and make it come to life and spring to action. And it's really the purest form of acting that there is.
So what's next for Quinten Flynn on the voiceover world?
Right now there's Guild Wars 2 and the new Rising Revengeance, which is a sequel to Metal Gear Solid 4 and a prequel to Metal Gear Solid 5, in which I play Raiden.
Hey guys, I'm here at the con today with
Brittany
and
Megan.
And can you tell us a little bit about your costume?
I'm Fem Kenny from South Park. I couldn't do the original outfit, so I made it female.
That's fantastic. And you?
Well, I'm not wearing a costume. I'm just kind of myself today.
That's totally fine. Totally fine. How are you guys liking the expo?
It's awesome so far. It's amazing.
It's my first time, and I'm really enjoying myself.
Do you have any tips for people, seeing as it's your first time, my first time? Do you have any tips for people on how to survive an expo?
You have to have patience. You can't try to rush anywhere. You have to take your time. Just be friendly too.
Absolutely. And are you burning in that coat right now?
Yeah, I'm dying. But I drink a lot of water, so that helps.
Is Is this your first time here too?
It is, yes.
And do you have tips for people?
Well, actually, like she just said, stay hydrated, definitely for sure, and make sure you stop and eat. You don't want to collapse or anything just from trying to see everything, experience everything. Yeah.
Hey guys, so I'm here today with
Andy Trung.
And can you tell us a bit about this booth?
Yeah, this is our Naughty Nights booth. We're actually doing pre-sales and advertising our annual Halloween party. This is the 7th annual Naughty Nights this year. It's going to happen Saturday, October 27th, here at the Big Four, and we're expecting probably about 5,000 or 6,000 people. Sells out every year.
Fantastic. So can you tell us a bit about what you guys do? And
yeah, my company netcandy.com actually it's okay. netcandy.com actually does a lot of nightlife promotions, marketing and stuff. And so Naughty Nights was kind of like our company birthday that started 7 years ago in the middle of the week and has just been growing ever since. Yeah.
Fantastic. So how can people get a hold of you if they'd like to participate in it?
You know, if they want to come out or sorry, I just messed that one up.
That's okay.
Okay, we're going to keep going?
Keep going.
So they can find us at netcandy.com. That's netcandy with an I. And also find us on Facebook, yeah. So we're easy to
get hold of. You're easy to find. So how are you enjoying the expo?
You know what? It's pretty interesting. I think our booth's getting a lot of attention, and I haven't been able to go out there, but a lot of the people that are passing through have some pretty amazing costumes. So
here on the show floor with artist, writer extraordinaire, Mr. Phil Hester.
Hi.
How's it going today, Phil?
Great. It's kind of crazy busy, but that's good.
So how do you like being in Calgary after being at all the other expos throughout the year so far?
It's great. I think it's exploding. I think that's one of the things I've noticed at all the regional shows I've been to lately is that attendance is really skyrocketing, and Calgary doesn't seem to be any exception to that.
Now, is this your first year here in Calgary?
Yes, it is actually.
Oh, excellent. Well, welcome to Cowtown, and the Great White North as we call it. Yeah. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about your artwork and your writing. You've done work both at Marvel and DC, and currently you're working on some Dynamite titles, correct?
Yeah, right now I write The Bionic Man. I co-write that with Kevin Smith.
Okay.
And when we get to issue 10, Kevin's story will be done, and then I'll take over as the main writer of The Bionic Man.
Excellent. And what else can people look forward to seeing from you in the very near future?
Right now I'm working on a Batman one-shot for the DC Digital endeavor that DC's doing. I'm doing that with the writer Josh Fialkov. And I'm also, it's just been announced that I'm writing the Guarding the Globe book for Robert Kirkman, part of his Invincible universe, and Todd Knock is drawing that.
Oh, excellent lineup. Well, we look forward to seeing it. So I'm here with Jillian, and you are dressed as?
As C-3PO.
Female C-3PO. This is awesome. So you painted yourself gold. You're wearing some gold lame.
Yep.
And how long did it take you to paint yourself up?
3 hours. Haven't slept yet.
So have you been at the con all weekend?
No, actually, today was our only day.
Oh,
yep.
really?
Yep.
Now, is this your first time at the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo?
No, definitely not. I come every year I can.
And what are some of the other costumes you've done?
Last year I dressed up as Thor, and that's the only time. This is the best one, I think.
This is the best. I kind of agree.
You like it?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gold. What can't you like about gold? Unless it was diamonds, because diamonds are a girl's best friend.
They are, yeah. But gold's a close second.
Well, I have no diamonds, but, you know, I'll snuggle up to a gold woman anytime. I'm here with Spider-Man Steve from Blue Sky Limousines. How you doing today, Steve?
Not bad, thank you, sir. Not bad. Having a great time.
I see today you're all dressed up as the webhead himself.
The web slinger of Calgary, you got it.
See, I prefer webhead, he prefers the web slinger, and you have a bevy of beautiful ladies with you today. How'd that happen?
Oh, they were just hanging around the area. We kind of figured, come on in, have some fun with us, and enjoy the show.
Now, what is Blue Sky Limousines? I see we have this huge bus behind us.
Well, we service Calgary, Edmonton, Red Deer, all around. We can do anything and anything. We're a bar on wheels, all legal, of course. Anything goes.
So drinking and not driving, gotta like that.
I'm the sober one of the crew, that's for sure. Everyone else, yeah, they have a good time with us.
Right on. So let's go in and take a look at the bus. Wow, this place can hold a lot of people.
It holds about 24 in total. This is actually the tamed version. We do have bigger, we do have badder.
Bigger and badder. Wow. So this is a place where you could rock out with your socks off.
Oh, you can indeed. Boots are optional.
Boots are optional. Remember that. This is the only place where we're going to get a little adult in our coverage this weekend. Now, tell us, what are the amenities here in the bus?
Well, we got a full bar right here. We do have a fantastic stereo that can thump away, as you can hear with the subwoofer. Also have a gorgeous, about, what is that, Robin, 32-inch? 32-inch plasma screen TV, just for the long rides. Golf runs are always a welcome, but anything else is always a pleasure.
And how can people find Blue Sky Limousines here in Calgary?
You can definitely find us by blueskylimousine.com or call us at 403-225-0000.